Hello everyone, myself Harihara Priyan. I'm here to present a PPT on the topic of scheme of the fundamental right to certain freedom under Article 19 of our Indian Constitution. Fundamental rights under right to freedom. The Charter of Rights in Part 3 of our Indian Constitution provides the fundamental rights, the basic and civil liberties of the citizens of our country. The fundamental rights are applicable to all citizens in our country, irrespective of their religion, race, caste, creed, place of birth, or gender. The fundamental rights are protected by the judiciary of India, and in case of their violation, a person can approach the Supreme Court directly for justice. That's said as per the Article 32 of our Indian Constitution. However, here we shall discuss the right to freedom in the following slides. The purpose of fundamental rights for Indians is to overturn the inequalities of pre-independent social practices. The fundamental rights are essential for the development of the personality of every individual and to preserve the human dignity. The Articles 19, 20, 21A and 22 contain the provisions of the right to freedom. As per the Article 19, there are six fundamental freedoms that are guaranteed to every person in our country. Let's see what are those six fundamental freedoms. The six fundamental freedoms are the first is freedom of speech and expression. The second is freedom to assemble peacefully and without arms. Third is freedom to form association or union. The fourth is freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. The fifth is freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. The sixth is freedom to practice any profession or to carry any occupation, trade, or business. Let's see all the six fundamental freedoms in detail. The first one is freedom of speech and expression. As said, every person has freedom of speech and expression in our country. However, the state can inflict a restriction of on this freedom in the interest of the maintaining the peace and sovereignty and integrity of the country, or for the security of the state and to maintain the public order. Okay, what do they mean by the freedom of speech and expression? What right does it give? Yeah, the freedom of speech and expression gives a right to speak and express one's opinion by speech, either writing, either painting, or either through pictures or posters or any other manner. The freedom of speech also include the right to educate and to be educated, the right to inform and to be informed. By this, there is an amendment made in 2005 which brought us the Right to Information Act. Let's see about it. The Freedom of Information Act is passed in 2002. The Freedom of Information Amendment Act is passed in 2005, which gives the Right to Information Act. The Article 19 of the Indian Constitution has given the fundamental status to the right to information in 2005 through this amendment. Under this article, every citizen has freedom of speech and expression. By this right to information, he or she has the right to know how the government works, what roles does it play, or what are its major functions of the government. So by this right to freedom, every citizen in our country has a right to know and gather information of the government bodies and the government functions. But government has some information that is withheld to themselves, such as international investigation, national security and public safety investigation, information about scientific discoveries of our nation, information of economical nature. Information, if released, would violate the privacy of individual citizen. Information received in confidence from a source outside of the government. Such informations are withheld by our Indian government in the interest of maintaining peace and order in our order of the state. Right to citizens or voters to note the antecedent of the candidates at election. It gives a right to know about the criminal past of the candidates who are participating at election. and also debarring candidate from contesting election if charge has been framed against him by the court of law. Freedom of silence. No person could be by this no person could be compelled to sing national anthem, and the freedom of expression is nothing but a right not to speak. The freedom of uh, the freedom of speech and expression also give the right to reply or answer to the criticism against one's views, right against pollution, and freedom in the volume of news or views, right to exhibit film or doordarshan, right to fly the national flag by every citizens of our nation. Restrictions on freedom of speech and expression. As I said, some of the informations are restricted. Even under this freedom of speech and expression, the expression which encourage the commission of offense or the danger or threat to the security of the state, as well as endangering the part of the state, uh, disturbing the public order, and deformation or contempt of court or decency of morality. Such acts are restricted on the freedom of speech and expression. Now, the second fundamental freedom is freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. Every person has the freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. However, the state can enforce a restriction in the interest of public order and the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Here also some of the restrictions on the freedom to assembly. The first restriction is the assembly must be peaceful. It must be unarmed. State may impose some reasonable restrictions in the interest of public order. Um, the the people who are organizing this assembly has no right to hold the assembly meetings on a private property of others. The next is freedom to form associations or unions or cooperative societies. The state can enforce restriction on such freedom in the interest of public order, morality, and the integrity of the country. Yeah, it is essential to democracy or a corollary of right to freedom of speech and expression. The fourth fundamental freedom is freedom of movement under the Article 1901 and 1905. An Indian citizen has a freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. It said that they have the right to move whenever you like or wherever you like inside the territory of India. But the government may impose some restriction on this right if the person is wanted criminals or the person is under the state security program. They may not have this lethargy to move freely inside the territory of India. Freedom to reside and settle. The citizens of India has a freedom to reside anywhere in the country. Uh, the main objective is to make citizens national minded, underline the concept that India is one united. However, in the interest of general public or the protection of the people and the scheduled tribes, the state may impose certain restrictions to this freedom also. And the sixth and the final fundamental freedom is freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any business, occupation, or trade. Every person can carry any business or participate any professional provider it is not dangerous or immoral. Also, the professional or technical qualification must be acquired before practicing any professional profession on carrying on any trade. So these are all the main fundamental rights under freedom of Article 19. So that's it. Thank you.